Okay, it says you're live.
Yeah. And okay, well, you're here now, so we're good. But it's not
Oh,
showing like the chat or the viewers or anything.
hold on. Let me tell them where they are, where you are now. I told them the whole time where me I had to redirect them.
No problem. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I don't know. Hmm. That's so weird. Let me really quickly go to the
Hold
Facebook.
on. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Go.
And okay,
Um,
well, you're here now,
let me
so we're
tell
good.
them.
But it's not showing like the chat or the viewers or anything.
Hold on. Let me tell them where. Yeah, let me tell them where they're going. Okay, go to Mandy's channel. She has started a new. Okay, I'm getting it. They're there. I got them.
Okay.
We're good. They see you.
Awesome.
They're there.
Okay, where
Okay.
where's the do we see the chat at?
Okay, you have to go back to the page. So go back to your page, like your YouTube channel,
Okay.
and you'll see you've got a live event going on right now. Click on that to watch it. Awesome. Okay, I'm just going to talk to them to see if they, while you're trying to find you, it's like, it's going to show
Yeah.
up as another event in your stream right now.
I think I may figure out what the problem is.
What is it?
Nope, that's not the problem. Um, it's not showing up on as a live event.
You're a live event right now. I'm
Yeah,
watching us. So here, I'll copy the thing and let you see it if you want to see the messages.
yeah. That's so
Um,
weird. Like that I'm having.
Chat. Here we go. You you can see the chat with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you click on that
Mm-hmm.
and immediately pause the video because it's
Okay.
going to take you all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so let me just say hello to them while we're okay, you guys. You guys can see us now, which is good. Mandy is getting to this page. I want to see where you guys are and where the delay is. So I'm going to say a code word, and you guys, I want you to type it in as fast as you can. Banana. Type in banana, okay? Type in banana so I know you guys are close or caught up with you. Do, 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 do. Okay, people are saying we're showing, so that we might be on a
Okay, that's
delay.
good.
We might be on a delay.
So weird.
Okay, so Mandy, I think that we should just keep
Yeah,
going
let's just
because
get rolling.
they're on a delay and we're not going to be able to do
Okay.
anything about that. Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Mandy from Angie Jean Chic. I am sorry about the delay. This is the first time I've done a hangout, which has been very exciting.
And she did it right. She did everything I told her to do to get it started. We do not know why it would not. Here we go. They're saying banana now. Okay, so
Yay, we have bananas.
yes.
So we're gonna start with community building because that is something that everybody has been having questions on and is basically the numero uno piece of the puzzle to your YouTube channel. Alexis, you guys know how much I adore her. And when I asked her if she would like to guest present on the 31 Days of YouTube about community building, we decided we were going to rock this. And I'm so excited that we are. So we were talking about community building and we asked you guys for some questions. So if you don't mind, as we're going along, I'll pay attention to the feed and I'll jot down questions. And then Alexis and I can answer them on air or live. But we also did get a few that we'll answer. The first thing that we decided to do was really start with kind of the fundamentals of community building. And Alexis, would you like me to start and then you chime in and we'll do it like that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Do you want to, real quickly, as we're going along, Alexis has empire building. And one of her books in there is about community building. So some of this stuff, and Alexis, you can chime in here when you want. one of the first things in her book is talking about the desire to serve others. And that is part of your community. So when we start our YouTube channel, why did you guys start a YouTube channel? Let us know. Like, what was your main motivation for that? Was it to go in line with your business? Was it because you wanted to be the next YouTube star? What was your motivation behind that? Alexis, why did you start YouTube?
So I started my YouTube channel for fun. I started my YouTube channel for fun, like just for fun in January of 2009. I had been blogging. I was like a tech blogger. And honestly, a company had sent me a couple of like iPod cases they wanted me to review. And like back then, 2009, like getting something for free nowadays is still like something that motivates people. But back then, when like YouTube was still pretty young, it was kind of like a really cool thing. So I had been watching tons of tech reviewers. And so I really wanted to start my own YouTube channel because I wanted it to supplement my blog. I was sure that YouTube was going to be the future. And look, it is now, years later, it's the future. So yeah, I started it just for fun to basically have a new medium to share content with my viewers because I really love the video space. So that's why I started my channel originally.
Tech girls rule. Yes, they do. We have a lot of tech girls on here actually, which is awesome.
Yes.
One of the gals, Tazzy, who she's really active on my scopes. We always talk about nerding it out, and you know, we say it with love. I actually started my channel because I lived in New Mexico by myself. I mean, obviously it was me and Brett, but I didn't really have that many friends here. And none of my friends, they were all more concerned about having children and things like that. And that wasn't really happening in my life. So I was more concerned about the new MAC lipstick. That's what I wanted. So I started basically a beauty channel, and it evolved to kind of a lifestyle, which has kind of evolved with my life, which is really cool because if my nieces and nephews ever wanted to see my life, you know, they have this journey with me. Funny enough, within the last year, I've started taking it a lot more seriously from a business point of view and seeing how video media is just where it's going to be at. So YouTube was onto something. I mean, you have YouTube, Vimeo, now Periscope, Instagram has their short videos. It's going to be an awesome journey. And looking through here, you know, we have some people who are starting them for their business, geek out all the week out. We have a lot of different peeps and why they started, which I think is awesome. One thing that I kind of wanted to touch on is with community building, the difference between a community and getting subscribers. Alexis, what do you think is the big difference between a community and subscribers?
Okay, so I think that this is something that where people, as they're growing their community, they kind of make a mistake, right? So they make a mistake and think it's all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers. I want more followers, more subscribers. I want more likes. I want more views. And all that stuff is great. But the thing that I've found, which kind of goes back to that beginning, that first thing that Mandy said in the very beginning of my empire building, community building workbook, is that you need to approach building a community with a desire to serve others.
Yeah.
So really having this concept of you're not just creating things and putting them out there and then letting people react to it, that you're actually creating an atmosphere where you're creating things, people are telling you, giving you their feedback, telling you what they want. And I know Mandy wants to go into that a little bit more in depth, so I'll just leave it at that. But like having that interaction between the creator and the community member. And then also really the step that really moves you from someone being a follower to being a community member is that you are giving people the opportunity to interact with each other. And you're encouraging people to interact with each other. For example, if I were to step away from YouTube, right? Like a YouTube video, right? After I've put it out, there's still opportunity for people to engage and talk to each other in the comments, right? So, and I am very big on making sure that people know, like, connect with people, talk to people. Like right now, there is a small but strong group of you here right now that all have something really important in common. And this is an opportunity for you to reach out and meet some people that are like-minded individuals. Like we were just talking about tech girls, this and geek girls. This is the community that we have here right now. So what makes you a community member as opposed to a follower is you're not just someone that's taking in the content, you're really interacting. There's really an interaction going on. Like anybody here knows that they could email or message or tweet or Instagram, Mandy, Jean, or I, and we'll get back to you. There's really this sense of communication, not just between us, you guys and us, but with it amongst yourselves as well. So that's, in my view, the difference between a community member and a follower.
And I think, and just to piggyback on that, because I think that that's all very valuable, my biggest thing that when I'm watching other YouTubers is when they're saying, subscribe below for more content, that's awesome. But your community is involved. Your community leaves you messages. Your community knows when you haven't posted a video, or when you tweet something and say, hey, I'm going to be 45 minutes late for my call because I'm stuck in traffic. You know what they say? Be safe. Because your community, you're growing your group of friends.
Exactly.
And cultivating that community is so important for your business growth, your channel growth, your personal growth. I have met so many wonderful friends because I decided to start a YouTube channel that I never would have met before any other way. So when you have a community, they interact, they're supportive. You're building relationships that could turn into something more if you decide to collab, or could turn into a great friendship. They could, really like your inserts. There's a lot of things there that's so much more important than just saying, hey, sub for sub, which please don't ever do that.
Yeah, I hate that.
Followers to me are just
they're invested. I'm sorry. Community members are invested. Followers are just numbers. Sorry.
Followers are just numbers, and followers, there's no real connection there. So you could have 1 million followers, but if you're only getting 10 hits on your video, guess what? It doesn't matter. Having a community is what matters. And that is why, and I was talking to Alexis about this earlier, why I didn't include, monetizing your YouTube channel in the 31 days of YouTube. Because I love when people, if you don't care, they won't care. Exactly, Tazzy. Why I didn't include 31 days of YouTube? Because that's not why you should start at all.
Yeah, monetizing, if you start a YouTube channel to make money, or I should say to monetize your channel to make money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons, because it takes, for me and Mandy were just talking about like how long it took us to get even our first checks with the Google AdSense. It took forever, you guys, like forever. So
Sandlot, love that movie. Forever.
Oh, is that from a movie?
Yeah, it's from Sandlot. Oh, you're just really cool. You just say it.
I don't know. I just say things. I don't know. Sometimes I say things and people are like, that's from a movie. I'm like, never seen the movie, but cool. And then sometimes I do make references on purpose, but I do not know. Is Sandlot the one about the baseball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, okay, we're timing wise, we can't talk about movies even though
we cannot.
Do you guys have, while we're on this, let's kind of stay in topic so we can shoot through these. Do you guys have any questions about building your community, or the difference between communities and followers, or anything like that? Make sure you leave them in the comments because I'm watching, but we'll go on to curating your content to Sandlot. Curating your content for your community. In my opinion, that doesn't mean you can only do content that your community wants from you. You can do content that you love, but you should always pay attention to what videos are popular on your channel. Because guess what? Popular videos, people are watching it. Now, people also may be becoming community members because of these popular videos. That's kind of how Mandy Jean Chic evolved from lifestyle, because I had a group of people that said, hey, we love watching your makeup reviews and your tutorials because you stab yourself in the eye with your makeup wand and you don't cut it out. It's funny. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that, me almost going blind makes you laugh. But And then I started doing planners, and people like the planners. And then I started doing fashion, and people were like, hey, there's not that many plus size fashion gurus. Do that too. That's kind of how I evolved into lifestyle. But Alexis, what I love about us doing this, our brands, while we both love business and planners, kind of different when it comes to channel. You're very specific. So when you're cultivating your content, how do you find that balance between what you love to do and what your community loves for you to do? And I mean, do you think you found that balance?
I think that I'm starting to find it, or at least getting to the point where I realize that going back to step one, the desire to serve others, is that to be really true to my community, I need to be true to myself and what I want to do. So and Mandy Jean knows that I've had a dilemma for a long time, which is that, I started off with tech videos, then I moved into general lifestyle, then I started doing planners like nearly exclusively. And then I realized, wait a minute, I don't want to just be talking about planners. I want to be talking about productivity and business things and really help people use their planners well, right? So like, what's the point of having a planner if you're not a productive person? And I say that, and I know there are people out there who just want to have fun with their planners and use them to collect memories, and that's fine. But for me, the point of having a planner was to get things done so that I was building my business, having that dream life, and spending more time on the things I wanted to spend time on, as opposed to spending all my time working. So when I made that transition at the beginning of this year to more business, I will admit I have people in my community who, obviously the community response is not as positive. When I make a planner video, it gets 10 times as many views as a productivity or business related video. And there's always a risk that I'm going to lose people, and I may lose people along the way. But the true people, the true community members that I've had have been very supportive of the fact that I've had people email me and say, I love that you make, planner videos, and that's what got me into you. And I love that you talk about business. And although I'm not someone who's interested in business, I can tell that it's something you're passionate about. So I'm supporting you. Yeah. So that kind of stuff is really awesome. And it really comes down to, for me, having to just say, look, if it were a numbers game, if it were all about getting followers, every darn day I would make a planner video. But I'm not going to do that, because I have to be true to myself. And really, for me, the success that I found on YouTube has always been giving people things that they didn't even really know that they wanted. And that they weren't necessarily asking for. So for me, it's been kind of breaking out and just being more true to what I want to do, and say, you know what, if I'm going to make a business video and it only gets 1,000 views, fine. Then those are 1,000 views from people who really needed the information.
And I think, Alexis, and we've talked about this quite a bit, but from someone who has subscribed to your channel for quite a while, I love business videos, and I don't think there are enough of them on YouTube from successful people that are really truly making these type of videos, which is why I'm loving like the 31 Days of YouTube and series like this, because I feel like the content that we share and the other people that are in this community share is so valuable. And while we all love a good planner video, because I watch them, I think that it's also important to do what you love. And that's why, as I'm evolving with this 31 Days of YouTube, I'm not going to lose Mandy Jean Chic. And I think that it's really important for people who are kind of in that limbo also to make sure that you respect yourself and what you want to do, but also, you got to have food on the table too. So you can't really lose that. But Mandy Jean Chic will never go away. My lifestyle will never go away. My vlog will never go away. But, it's finding that balance. And sometimes that can be a little overwhelming at first, because you kind of feel guilty about not producing the 50th planner video, putting a sticker on, but when you want to talk about how to build a business, and I think someone who does this really well is Hillary Rushford. I was watching her scope today where she was doing a style scope, And then I also watched 2 of her business scopes before, and it was really great information. And she kind of intertwines herself and what she loves, which are 2 polar opposite things, but she evolves them into one brand.
And, this is the thing is that, this is something that I've, how do I say this? It's something that I think that when you have a business, if your business is fashion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or your business is planners, or your business is productivity, or your business is launching, because Ann Samoilov, I think you might be here.
Yes, and I just read her comment.
Whatever your business is, right?
Uh-huh.
There's very few people, I would say, whose business is business, right? Yeah. There's more people whose business is something else. So it's completely logical that you could have a fashion brand, a beauty brand, whatever, and then every once in a while you inject your business savvy into it, because guess what? If you're running a successful lifestyle brand, you know a thing or two about business. So this is something I was talking about with another friend of mine about people who, there tend to be a lot of, there's a lot of bloggers and there's a lot of courses out there for bloggers. Yeah. And there's a lot of websites, blogs basically, that only talk about blogging. The thing is that even though that's really cool, I always find that the blog posts about blogging or about YouTube that I enjoy the most are from people whose it's not necessarily their job to talk about blogging. Their job is to talk about food or fashion or makeup or beauty. Sorry about that, you guys. So I always find that, people ask me like, I want to talk about business, but I talk about, recipe building. You know what I mean? Well, if you are building a successful business while you're with your recipes, tell everyone how you're doing it, because people are going to want to know the strategy and want to be able to see that sort of behind the scenes. So that's exactly why someone like Hilary Rushford, her business is predominantly fashion, although I think that's changing. I think it's really more predominantly her Instagram stuff now.
Yeah.
Started off with being fashion, which being what she likes the most, I would say. And she has, because of the whole Instagram with intention and because she creates these sorts of the happy hour coterie, just different things that she does to help business people, she's also evolved into that business savvy sense.
Yeah. And I think we all can really respect that about someone who has evolved. But funny story, because it wouldn't be a chic scope without a Mandyism in it. She showed a striped dress today, and she's like, people love stripes. And I'm like, I wonder if Alexis is really taking a nap right now, or if she's watching the scope.
No, I was not on that scope. I was not. You know what? I don't think I actually follow Hilary Rushford on Periscope.
She shows a lot of stripes, girl.
Yeah, you know me. I don't do. I'm not a fashion person. I follow her on Instagram though. But
I thought of you.
Yes.
But Anne had made a comment, with business videos not getting as many views, and I personally Anne, don't quit doing those, girl, because I binged watched all of your YouTube videos for 3 hours.
Yeah, I think that there's just because, this is the thing. The truth of the matter is that the business community isn't on YouTube yet. But let me tell you, they're right here. And when they finally get here, I'll have all the videos for them to watch.
Exactly. And Alexis, that is so powerful for you to say to others, because while something's your passion and it's just not there yet, don't give up on it, because it's not there. People will be there. You're just one step ahead of the game. And when people are there, do you want to be their queen bee? Because guess what's going to happen? Yeah. You've already started something. And Anne, I say this in the most respectful way. Don't stop doing what you love, because that's why I love you. And that's why I adore Alexis and Tazzy and everyone that's on here, because I know I can talk about business to a group of women or men, if there's some men on here too. I don't want to get all gender specific, but and have fun with it and throw ideas and talk, because this is a community that is growing, and it's growing fast. Because like I've said, and Alexis, I've heard you say this too, the American dream has shifted. And I think that the us that are on here are basically the new American dream. And people are going to start following more video media and looking at things like this, because with Periscope, look at how big Periscope has gotten in 2 months. I mean, it's gotten really big. Everything has video media now or some type of embedding to it. But we did actually get a question. And I think it goes along with what we're talking about, so I'll kind of interject it here. Can your business be family and lifestyle? I totally think so.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is something that I talk about in empire building as well, with when it comes to creating your unique brand. You know, you definitely have, there are a collection, you know, you can make a choice to say, these are the categories of topics that I'm going to talk about. And whatever you choose to be your categories, that's the recipe that makes your unique brand. So, you know, I do say, like, don't choose, like, you're not going to want to choose 10 to 12 different topics. But if you hold it down to a few core topics that you really are passionate about, then yes, that is your brand. Like, absolutely.
And I think, you know, when I talk about my brand to people and they're like, so what do you blog about? And I specifically say everything I find chic. And it's not because I want to shove products down people's throat, because that's not the case. When I love something, you guys have seen me get excited about stuff. Like when I get excited about something, I turn into a 5-year-old. I can't, you know, and I do the whole, this is going to be epic.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Right? And everyone laughs at it. And I swear I should probably patent this. But, but that's what I do. Like, I want to share things that I love. So if you love your family and you want to talk about recipes and getting your kids to school or kids fashion, you know, fashion for moms that are busy with new babies, by golly, go for it.
Absolutely.
Rock it if you love it. I'm reading what, I know I'm not going to be popular around 2016, but I hope that, like Alexis said, I'll have good content when the people like me get to the most of the channel. Exactly. And I think, like, you know, piggybacking on what Tazzy just wrote in on the comments, when your tribe finds you, they will find you.
Yes.
You just have to keep up with that and not lose your own focus and your own ambition. Because if you lose that ambition and you go to something that you don't want to go to, guess what? You're going to be just unhappy in that office job as you are in your new home job. And that's, everyone wants to be happy. Everyone wants to smile.
Yeah. And it's not, you know, like Tazzy said, you know, when she said that she's not going to be popular when she launches, right? But she is going to have the content that's going to be there for her people, which is really, really important. And this kind of actually, there's a point I want to make about monetization.
Yeah.
You do not want to start YouTube to make it big and rich on YouTube through Google Ads. But if you have a clear vision for your brand and your business, there is no reason why you can't start monetizing for yourself. The way that I use YouTube, you know, when I use YouTube, I use it as an opportunity to share with you guys the things that are going on in my life, in my business, things like that, things that I love. And I am promoting things like empire building, like my planner inserts. When I do a planner video, I'm showing people the planner that I'm using, which happens to be mine. And guess what? There's going to be a link down below where you can buy it too if that planner is something that's interesting to you. So something that I want people to remember is that—
I don't have my planner handy. I was going to be like, bam.
Bam. Oh, mine's right here. Bam.
I kind of have it.
You kind of, there's one. There's one. So, you know, you can monetize YouTube immediately through your own channels, right? So you might, you know, if you have a video and it just gets 100 views, right? And if you're talking about a product or a service that you have, those 100 people obviously found you and were looking for that thing that you had to offer. So guess what? You may make a sale from one of those 100 people or more. If it's what someone was looking for and your product or service is the solution to what they were looking for, boom, you just got a customer. So you don't have to worry about, you know, it's not, you don't have to be getting tons of people on YouTube, tons of views on YouTube to be making a sustainable income from YouTube.
I love the comments, and me being like slightly ADHD, I'm like, oh, they love us, Alexis. They really love us. No, I totally agree with you on that. And I think that what's so funny is people say, well, you can't do anything with Periscope. Why can't you say in your scope, if you like my planner cover, check out my shop?
Yeah.
Boom, done. You know,
I mean, hello. I mean, even, I mean, you can monetize any platform, right? Like, look at Instagram. I put a picture of something that I've made on Instagram and I leave a little link in the description that says, go get this in my shop or whatever. And all of a sudden people buy it. Like, that's why, these platforms that maybe you don't get like a pay per click, guess what? The pay per click model is going out the toilet anyway.
I would rather get $5 off an insert.
It's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that whole concept of the pay per click or the pay per view or whatever is gone. That's why it takes so long for you to get a first check from Google. That's why it takes so long for you to make any ad revenue. If your business model is to start a blog and to just sell ads, unfortunately, you're going to have a really hard time with that. But if you're starting a blog or a YouTube channel and your business model is to sell your products and services, and you're writing blog posts about your products and services and how they help your community and help people, you will make sales that way. Absolutely.
Oh, I totally agree. And I think that, going back when Alexis and I were talking before this, when we were kind of doing a game plan and honestly, we were just talking for like 30 minutes. But what we were talking about was like how long it took us to actually get a check. And at first I told her I hadn't received a check. And then I got thinking about it, I was like, actually I did. And it was from like 2013 to like 2014. It took me like 2 years. Because you know
took
what?
Me longer than that.
I'm not about that life. I like food. I like to pay my water bill. I like to pay my house. You have to supplement things. Now, while your community, I think when they love what you have and what you're presenting, guess what they're seeing? Your value. And if you're not showing your community the value of watching you or going to your website or, your books, or this is my empire building book, you guys. This isn't actually my planner. But, the 5, 6, whatever you're presenting to your community, saying, hey, this is what I'm doing right now, 9 times out of 10, your community members aren't going to see that as a sales pitch. They're going to see it as, holy moly, Alexis just came out with this, and I really like her. I, 1, support. 2, I want to know what she's doing. And secondly, I know when I have people that I am in their community, I almost used the S word. When I'm in their community and they present something to me, like for example, Hillary Rushford's Instagram with Intention, or not Instagram with Intention. Yeah, Instagram with Intention.
Yep.
Yeah. I bought that. Why did I buy it? I know a lot about Instagram, but I know Hillary and I know I was getting a value out of that.
Yep.
Empire building, getting a value out of that. Fearless launching with Anne. Fearless launching with Anne. There's a value in that. Going to my blog and seeing my 50 bloodhound pictures. There's value in that, because if you comment and say my dogs are cute, I'll probably love you forever. But speaking of dogs.
Yeah, Starbucks trying to bark at me.
So make sure you guys show your value to your community. And you can show your value in a lot of different ways. For example, something that today that I was so happy I was able to do was someone in my community asked me about a giveaway and she didn't hear the winner and I didn't have it with me. So I real quickly looked it up and then I sent her a private scope. And we did that for like 15 minutes. And I did it, 1, because she's really active in Mandyland. And 2, it's my way of saying, hey, thanks for being so active. I wanted to get back to you personally. Super duper. That's a value to me. A value can be however you present it to your community. And I think, someone said to me that you can't please everybody. And okay, I just saw a question, so I'll make sure I write that down. You can't please everybody. And I know, Alexis, that this is something that you've said too. Like when it comes to negativity in your community, you can't, in my opinion, stop that from happening. But the biggest thing, in my opinion, you can do, and let me know if you agree with this or if you have, more, don't engage in it. That block button is super easy. Or again, I've learned this from you. Sometimes people say things when they type it, totally not what they meant.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I think that that's a fine line sometimes with people. If someone says to you, hey, Mandy Jean, your third chin is really big. Okay, that's kind of inappropriate and that's kind of mean. So guess what? Block.
Yeah.
But if someone says to me, hey, did you realize that you spelled scope wrong? would probably laugh at myself and say, hey, thanks for letting me know.
Yep.
I didn't mean it in like a negative way. So when you get it, and this is something that on every scope we get asked, or I get asked, is how you deal with that. When you have your community, negativity won't bother you as bad. Because one, someone will probably step up to defend you, which sometimes isn't the best case scenario.
No.
But it happens. Or two, you realize that where there's one bad apple, you have a whole tree of good ones.
Yep.
And I mean, Alexis, do you agree with that, or?
No, I agree with that. Yeah, my policy in my community is that I don't tolerate negativity, although I'm very open-minded. Some people would see like that you spelled this wrong, or someone says something that comes off wrong. Some people would see that as some people see it and think, oh, I just got a negative comment. To me, I'm very forgiving about what a negative comment actually is. And I have very strict rules, and I moderate even though I get a lot of comments, I do moderate my comments very heavily. Like, I do have it set so that I see all the comments that come in as they come in. I don't always reply to my comments immediately. Like, it might take me a week or two to go into YouTube and spend the time to reply, but I monitor the comments that come in through my phone. Like, on my phone, I'll look and I'll see if there's a negative comment, I diffuse it immediately.
Exactly.
Or I delete and block, or whatever I need to do.
And I think that, by you doing that, Alexis, you're showing the value to your community, that you're also protecting your community from that negativity.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person where I think that if there's a negative mind in the room, it's going to affect everyone else's mind.
Yeah.
So you got to cut the mind loose.
Yep.
I wanted to answer a question that we had about, if you're shy, is it okay to not use your picture, maybe use a graphic? And Tazzy actually answered this wonderfully. And, she was talking about how she uses basically like a cartoon or an avatar. I think that's perfectly okay. If that works in line with your brand, that works in line with your brand. What do you think of? I do think that showing certain things are important, though. Just like engagement, like on Instagram. But I think
I mean, for me, I think that, okay, I'll tell you guys a story. For a really long time, I tried to be a blogger that it was not about me. It was about my blog, and it was about my content. And I don't know if I hid my face, but I went by my handle, MissTrenchcoat, right? I realized that I needed to become the personality behind my brand, because the type of brand that I was running was like a lifestyle coaching sort of brand. Think about it, you guys. If you guys had never seen my face and you'd only seen my hands, do you think you'd ever buy coaching with me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Probably not. No. You might buy my inserts, right? If I showed you inserts. But do I think that you guys would trust me personally if it appeared that I had something to hide? Now, I'm not saying that person who asked that question, or Tazi, who said she doesn't show her face on her gaming channel, that's completely fine. You have to think about for that channel and within that realm. So, like, when it comes to gaming videos, people are coming to watch you do the Let's Play. They're not watching to necessarily see your face, although I do think the people who do show their face do tend to get better.
Yeah.
Do tend to get better results. I do think that's the way it is. Because it's easier for someone to connect to a name and a face than it is to hands manipulating a planner or doing a DIY and there's no person there. Like, it's just hands. Or using an avatar because you're not comfortable with putting your face out there. It really, it's one of those things where it is a limitation. In certain industries, I think it's a limitation that makes sense, right? It absolutely could make sense in certain scenarios, but think about, even with my brand, I don't know if people would trust a lifestyle brand, which essentially really that's real, like a business or lifestyle brand where the business person isn't willing to show their face. That's going to become a problem. You know what I mean?
I totally agree with you. I think if you're a blogger, you may be able to get away with it longer because it's photography, but YouTube, I don't think you could really get away with it as long.
Yeah, but I do think that even as a blogger, you need to inject your personality. Like, you absolutely do. Because that's what people connect with.
Exactly. Personality, yes. I think, though, that if you're really shy, at least have a picture so people can associate that with what you're doing. I know that there's a lot of planner girls who like you said, just show their hands all the time, but they do have a picture. And here's my biggest thing. If you're shy or you think, none of my pictures are great, I don't have any good pictures, 9 times out of 10, you're probably drop dead gorgeous. And you probably have wonderful pictures. Have someone pick one out for you.
Yeah. Get someone else's advice on stuff like that, because a lot of times people have confidence issues. And I've talked to people who are like, I don't know, I've even had people who are like empire builder people who are like, I don't want to, let's not do a face-to-face chat or whatever. And I'm like, I get there and I'm like, and I convince them to do it. And it's like, what were you worried about?
Yeah.
Because by the way you were talking about it, I would have thought you had a nose growing out of your forehead, because that's the way you were talking about it. So a lot of people tend to be a little bit, it is a confidence thing, putting yourself out there on YouTube and on the internet. But I think that for me, honestly, you guys, I did see the biggest bump when I started becoming the face of my brand. And that was and I think that because it made sense as a lifestyle brand. You know where you could do a great job hiding it?
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of that blog? I think it's called Smitten Kitchen. There is this woman who writes this amazing food blog, and she now has a book, and she's epically famous and probably a bazillionaire in New York. But she was a blogger you never saw a picture of her ever, because she wrote and took pictures of her food, because that was a place where it didn't matter what the chef looked like. What you came for was the recipe.
And I totally agree with that. I think when your community knows you well enough, I think that could happen. Or if you find that niche and it just works for you. But I do think that if it's not working for you, you may need to personalize it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I promised Alexis that this would be like an hour, maybe a little bit more. So like I hate to
we did get started a little late, but yeah.
But I hate to like go off on what I've been told is called a mangent now, which is a tangent. But why do you guys think you follow certain YouTubers? Because of their personality and their content. I guarantee it. And when you're looking at them, and remember on the first day of the 31 days of YouTube, I had you guys create a planner, and I said, pick out your favorite YouTubers, why you like them, and while I'm not saying copy them, use them as reference when you're stuck. I have a very, very, very conversational style of speaking. In Toastmasters, they hate it. But I'm very conversational in how I write. I'm very conversational in how I speak. That is my brand. Now, Alexis, I think if you went on Strange and Charmed and you said, this day is super duper duper, they may go, oh, Alexis had happy pills today.
Yeah.
It's completely different. And it's okay to be different. If you find a niche that works for you, run with it. I mean, I'm not saying like our advice is the end all be all, but with experience comes advice. And this is what I've seen work. So I would personally have someone help you pick out a good picture just to show that. One thing I'm very, very careful of, and you guys may not know this, I don't like showing pictures of kids because I'm so funny about that. And even when I'm vlogging, I'm so respectful of children because I'm like, if I had kids and someone posted them on the internet, I'd start slapping people. But it's a personal thing. So I guess in a way, I do understand the privacy and the shyness in my opinion. Deb, I had a pro haircut done, professional hair, site branding. Exactly, and that's perfectly fine. If you guys want makeup tips, let me know, because I love to talk about makeup for 18 hours a day.
Maybe you should do how to do your hair and makeup for YouTube, Jean.
Yeah, because my hair's awesome today.
It's not bad, but you could give people some like tips for how to make their hair look better and fuller on camera.
Exactly. Funny, and here in New Mexico, since it's so dry, my hair just, like when it dries, it just gets bigger and bigger. So probably by the end of this, it'll be taking up the whole thing. So real quickly, I'm just going to run with this. And then Alexis, you chime in and just tell me, pause. Because I know when you've built your community and you're starting to see your community members and you're starting to see that support, someone asked how you get engagement on your channel. And something that Alexis and I talked about was you ask them for engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Alexis, what do you do in your videos? You ask for engagement, ask for comment.
I tell them what I want them to comment about. Because sometimes if you say leave a comment down below, people won't necessarily leave you a comment. But if you say, hey guys, I'd love to know what your favorite planner is right now, at least it gives somebody something to talk about, right? It's like an icebreaker. You're providing an icebreaker. So I tell people that I want them, number one, I tell them that I want them to leave comments, right? So like that's number one. And Mandy Jean, you did a video or a chic scope recently where you were talking about if you want your people to subscribe, ask them to subscribe. So it's one of those very simple things but it's very powerful that if you ask people to do something, you tell them to do it, they actually will do it. So I find that for me, when I tell people like, please, I want you to, please leave a comment, please subscribe, things like that. Please give it a thumbs up. You guys can everyone here give this a thumbs up right now? Let me see if I can see this go live right now. But everyone give this video a thumbs up right now, please. If you're watching this right now, if you're one of the 16 people who are live, I should be at least seeing 16 thumbs up on this video right now. So this is something where it's an experiment. You ask them what to do, you tell them what you want them to do, and let them do it. They will do it. 9 times out of 10, I really do think people do it.
I think people like being told what to do in like a subliminal kind of way. Now, if I said to them, subscribe to my channel right now, people are going to be like, oh, she's crazy. No. But I think, if you say to them, hey, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe to Mandy Jean Chic. One of the things that I've had great success with, and this, honestly, in my opinion, is a pro tip, your personality. Your personality is everything. My biggest video was a vlog that I did that, it's actually part of my channel trailer now. I was in my truck, and I was in a dress, and every time I'd get in and out of my truck, I was like so self-conscious about flashing people. And everyone thought it was so funny. And they loved it. So it actually became part of the ending of my channel trailer. And this is what I said. For more gem clips.
And guess what? We've got 16 thumbs up now. Just FYI.
See, people like being told what to do.
See, people do what you tell them to do.
Exactly. But here's what I tell them to do. If you want more gem clips like this, subscribe down below. Because the Mandyisms aren't going to stop. So people like being asked politely and being told, hey, give this video a thumbs up. Awesome sauce. Something else I want to touch on before, Alexis, you need to run, is the giveaway trap. And personally, a big thing in the blogging community, I think more than the YouTube community, are these giant collab giveaways. Alexis, I know we've talked about it on a chic scope. Can you quickly go into detail about the do's and don'ts of the YouTube giveaways?
Yeah, so YouTube giveaways, it's actually, it's a trap. There's a quote for you guys, a nice geeky quote. So who's going to say it? Let's see who says it first. It's a trap. If you say it, you want to be really careful of using giveaways on YouTube, because YouTube is very strict about the rules that they have, that they require you to do certain things and take certain steps in order to have a giveaway go well. And not just go well, have them approve a giveaway. So number one, I never put the title giveaway. I never put giveaway in my title because I do, number one, I do believe something happens where YouTube actually, not that they automatically flag those videos, but the videos that say giveaway, they go under review from YouTube because YouTube wants to make sure, it's a trap, exactly, someone just said it. They want to make sure that people aren't using giveaway as a clickbait sort of a thing. And they want to make sure that you're doing all of the disclaimers that you're supposed to use when you are running a video on a giveaway on YouTube. So just things off the top of my head that I can remember is, number one, I never put giveaway in my title. Number one, I don't use giveaways as a way to get more followers or subscribers. I think that's a terrible way to get more followers and subscribers, because as soon as you tell them like they have to be subscribed, as soon as they didn't win, they're going to unsubscribe from you. It's a terrible, terrible thing to do that. So I do giveaways because I really do want to give back and share stuff with my community, right? So when you do your giveaway, you want to make sure that you have to say this disclaimer of the whole, you must be 18 years of age or older in order to participate or have your parent or guardian's permission before you enter, right? So you have to have that either, you have to say it or you have to have it in your description. You also cannot tell people that they have to like your video as a form of entry.
Mm-hmm.
That you can't buy people's likes, essentially is what you can't do. And I mean, I think those are the big ones.
Yeah.
Like I would avoid using the word giveaway, especially if you like, if a giveaway really is for your followers who are like, you're trying to give back to people who really are good in your community. There's no reason why you need to put giveaway in the title. The people are going to watch it anyway. Your devoted fans are going to watch that video and they're going to see the giveaway. So
Exactly.
another thing is that I feel about giveaways is that you guys, as you guys know, I love doing freebies. Like, I love giving you guys freebies. I give people freebies. Every month you guys get at least one thing for free from me in my shop. You know what I mean? At least one thing. Usually two. And that doesn't even count all of the good content that I give you guys that hopefully is bringing you value, right? So that is outside of my awesome tips and tricks on my videos and my blog posts. You know what I mean? And the inspiration that I serve on Instagram. So when it comes to giveaway stuff, I really do like doing freebies because, number one, everyone gets one. It's like I get to play Oprah. You get a freebie and you get a freebie and you get a planner insert and you get one. Because when you've got these sorts of cool digital products and things like that, you know, I realize that this is part of the community that I'm in, that I can give people digital products and it works. But you could do the same thing on a gaming channel. You could do a resource guide, put together a little PDF. You could create some sort of additional content to give away to people that's very valuable. Now, and it doesn't cost you very much to put together, and it's free to give away, and there's not a problem. Second is it kind of avoids that whole trap of, you know, and Mandy Jean was talking about this with me before we started the Hangout, that, you know, the whole, whether or not you're opening a giveaway internationally or just keeping it within your own country, you know, you really have to think about what your who your audience is and where they're located. You may have an audience where everyone is in your country. Fine. That's absolutely awesome. But for a lot of people, they don't have that situation. And I completely understand why you wouldn't want to do a giveaway internationally, because, to be honest, things can be expensive to ship internationally. But this is why I try to thank my subscribers and my followers and my community members by giving them free downloadables that everyone can have. Everyone can have. I've put in the effort. It almost feels like it's more special because I actually had to create it. It wasn't something I just went to the store and spent money on. Spending money on things sometimes is really easy, right? It's harder to have to put something together and really use your brain. So I think that those sorts of freebies are good.
I think the only time when I do a lot of like purchase type giveaway things are mainly for international peeps who love our Target stuff. They can't get that there. So guess what? If I could do a giveaway with some stuff that people can't get, definitely, you know, I do want to do that. But here's the thing. I don't ever want to buy community members, because I want people in the community to enjoy my content, and it's my way of giving back. I'm a firm believer in don't forget about your international community members. And the easiest way to make everything fair for everybody is like what Alexis said, with digital downloads or things like that. Because one, everybody wins, everybody has fun with it. And, you know, I consider myself a pretty generous person. Something that I do on my scopes is anyone who wants to email me and send me their address, I'll send you guys a postcard from New Mexico. You know, it's something easy. It's something easy I can do. I can say hi, we can build our community, and everybody loves a postcard in the mail.
Yeah.
And it's super duper easy, and it's not something
and
where I'm
spending that right now because but it's not something that's necessarily scalable for you.
Yeah, it's something where I go through and I haven't had, you know, like 1,000 responses. And when that happens, I may, you know, let people know, hey, it's going to take me a few days. But it's something that I can give back to, because I appreciate everyone who has become part of the 31 Days of YouTube community. And it's my way of saying thanks, and everyone loves a postcard.
Yeah.
We have one more question, Alexis, and then I know that we're getting kind of to our time here, but Lisa asked what the biggest challenge was when we started building our community or becoming part of a larger community. Go Go ahead.
Get started, because I actually have to remember what I said earlier to you.
I have never really had like a problem really joining a community. I always just kind of joined in and been like, hey, I'm here. Let's get this party started. I started off with the beauty community and then found my way to fashion and then did a little home decor and then I did some crafts. I've been very fortunate. But here's, I think, your key to success when joining a new community is being active in that community. Don't share your YouTube video about creating a file effects insert on a file effects group and then never say hi again. That's kind of spammy.
Yeah.
But I think just getting comfortable with people. And you know what? Here's what I have learned. And I just thought of this. This is speaking off the cuff. Thank gosh for Toastmasters. Your community members will follow you to other communities. Guess what has happened with me and Alexis? Our community members are like this.
Yep.
And people have found Alexis through me, and people have found me through Alexis. And that's awesome. I think that that's so great because our community members are very like-minded. And I think when you're joining a community, especially if you're on this I almost said scope, but this hangout, you're obviously more business related. Mm-hmm. So joining communities that are like-minded, you fit right in.
Absolutely. So I remember what I said to you before. So when I first got started, the problem that I had, that I think it took me a long time to find my place on YouTube, was that I was being way too general with the things that the topics I was covering. I really needed to drill down to a niche. So that was something, drilling down to a niche was something that really ended up working for me. And the niche that I ended up finding was planner people. I literally just stumbled upon planner people. But I would say that once I got into that community, once I found it, right, everything kind of pretty much flowed really well. I think that something that to keep in mind that's a challenge is that when you do join a community that is already established, like the planner community is established at this point, I would say, and like the beauty community and fashion community is, you always need to you need to differentiate yourself within that community and within that niche. I was telling Mandy that the reason that I got really popular on planner community was that my videos, when I was making planner videos, they were different from all of the other planner videos out there, because here was I guess you could say seasoned, experienced YouTube user who had an HD camera, who had good lighting, who knew how to set up their set and things like that, and who was comfortable speaking in front of the camera. So when my videos hit the planner community, it was totally different than anything else that other people were doing. So I think that the thing to keep, and now that's like kind of, it's more, there's more people now that do videos the way that I was doing them back last year when I first started. So you have to be kind of try to differentiate yourself by doing something always a little bit different. And, this is where that thing comes in, where I'm trying to keep ahead of the curve here. And I'm talking about business and productivity things because I really feel like within this community of the planner community, I've found that there's so many people who are entrepreneurial within the community, so many people who have Etsy shops or want to start Etsy shops and want to become sticker shop owners or want to do accessories for planners or make inserts or make their own planner. And there are so many people like that within this community, and they're going to need advice. They're going to need advice. And then there's that other segment of the planner community of people who I really just believe really just they want a planner to get organized. And so what they really need, this is a situation where it's like you have to really know what your audience really needs. What they really need is productivity tips. Now you guys here have understood that, and my greater audience, my 33,000+ people on YouTube, not everyone is there yet. Right? So not everyone is there yet. I'm actually thinking about doing a video on it, on this topic, and explaining to people what's in my head and why I'm making these choices, because I really think that that's really where people need to be at. Like, I think if you want a planner, what you really need are productivity tips and a planner to use to execute them. But that's one of those things where it's like, I'm trying to keep myself ahead of the curve. And so far, I don't think there is any other planner person that really talks about the topics that I cover, like not within the planner community. And there's a very teeny, eensy, weensy business community on YouTube.
And I think that it's growing, and I think that that's awesome. Alexis, I have a question, because I think the rest of this I can do Because I know you probably should
No,
need.
we can keep going. I don't want you to like kick me off this.
No, no, no. I'm just okay. I'm valuing your time.
No, we're good. I want to stay on here. You know, though, that I've drank a whole bottle of water, so you know I have to go to the bathroom. No joke, you guys. I have I swear to God, I have a bladder the size of a pea. Oh, that's funny that I said pea. Okay, the size of a walnut. I don't know. And I went to the bathroom literally right before we tried to go live at 6. And now, of course, I have to go to the bathroom again. But no, we can finish up with, I'm like checking off the topics. So we're almost,
okay.
We're good with the topics.
Because here, my biggest thing is valuing your community members' time.
Yeah.
And, you know, like some people going to Periscope real quick, and this is like a little off topic. Some people say, well, I can only handle a 5-minute Periscope. You know what? My chic scopes are probably between 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And
I swear there was one I was on and it was like 45 minutes long. And I'm like, oh, geez. Mike was like, how long is this Periscope going for? I'm like, it's Mandy Jean. She could talk forever.
I know. If I'm at 17 minutes, I was like, okay, that's all I have for you today, you guys. Then people start talking to me about other things and they'll ask me questions and then it just goes on. You know, I have luck with having longer videos. Personally, you know,
I also think that comes down to also having confidence and just saying, look, I'm going to talk for as long as I'm going to talk. Mm-hmm. And if you don't like it, guess what? There's a little button that you can exit this video. If you don't like it,
YouTube and you can fast.
But, you know, being, you know, managing time on Periscope is hard. I do think that, you know, for me, I've been trying to make shorter Periscope videos.
80s daytimer girl. I'm sorry.
Wait, what's going on?
Deb, I'm an 80s daytimer girl.
Where did she say that?
When we were talking about planners and stuff.
There it is at the bottom. I can't even say I'm looking.
I saw that.
Something else she was talking about. Loved your productivity and planning webinar. Oh, you always say thank you. Thank you, Deb. Now I'm getting a little loopy.
I have taught Alexis how to do Mandy-isms.
What? People already say that I had some isms, though. What was it that I said about this that was so funny the other day?
Oh, slicey guy.
The slicey guy. Yeah. I don't know words for things. I mean, I know what the words are. I just can't ever think of them.
You guys, if you didn't check out on her channel, she posted the replay of her Periscope yesterday where she was talking about her slicey guy. No, I'm kidding. She was talking about the September issues and how a productivity guru uses them. Check it out because it is probably one of my favorite Periscopes I've ever seen on Periscope.
Really?
I thought it was so cool.
I'm glad that people thought it was so good. I just don't, you know, I just share stuff with you guys and I'm always surprised what ends up being the thing that's popular. So I just let go of all expectations. There's like I said, with Mandy, with whole, like, just have confidence, just do your thing. That's the best way to do everything is just be like, you know, I'm just going to do what works for me. Yeah. And hopefully it works for some other people. And the people that it does work for, those people are going to connect with you like none other. They're going to be connecting with you the way like Tazi is connecting with us, and Deb and Joanne and little D over here. It's like, this is the way you build a community.
Well, Alexis, do you mind actually kind of talking about the empire building community real quick? Because here's why I want you to talk about it. I just joined empire building and I've seen such a value in that. And I think that as a community, there's a huge, huge value in that.
Yeah. So what do you want me to talk about?
Yeah, do you mind just talking about honestly kind of what it is? Because when I did my scope, I had questions about what it is, and I for some reason was okay. This is what happened. I was getting so many hearts on it, and I was looking at the hearts, and I didn't see the questions, and you weren't there to answer them because you were taking a nap.
I was taking a nap. Okay, so empire building. If you guys are not aware, empire building is like my flagship online business building course. So it's consists of 5 workbooks that consist of me like teaching you everything that I've learned from the last 6+ years of building a community and building a business and building my platforms online. And then it has worksheets that you can use to basically take the concepts and things that I'm talking about and apply them to your own situation so that you are kind of building your own little roadmap as you go. So empire building, here, I've got my little empire building book. I know Mandy has hers too. So many people in empire building have it all printed out because it's digital It's digital workbooks. And everyone's got it printed out and has it broken down. Like she's got tabs.
Dividers.
There you go. So empire building it's called a modern approach. It's called a modern approach to building a successful online business. Okay. So this is, like I said, everything that I've learned for how you build a business online. And it's kind of, I think it's different than a lot of different programs that are out there for building things online, because I feel like a lot of online business programs, a lot of them talk about kind of, I think, antiquated ways of marketing online. And for me, I have been able to build my own business. I left my job, built my own business in 6 months and replaced my income in 6 months because I did it all for free. Like I never spent money on advertising. I rely solely on my community. I didn't even have an email list until very recently. So, this empire building is my program. Let me see if I can pull out a page. This will help me. The 5 pillars is what I call it. It's a 5-pillar system to building a successful online business. So
my minions just joined us, by the way.
Dogs. So this is empire building. I feel like we're drunk right now, but I know we're not. The first pillar.
Oh, shh. Excuse me, Mom is on a business call. I'm very sorry.
Okay, so the first workbook is on branding, which everyone knows that branding is the foundation of your business. It's the thing you're going to be, it's like the weave, what would you call that? It's like the thread that you will weave throughout your entire business. So there's branding. Next, there's communication, the channel that opens up your business to the whole world, right? So we talk about communication, right? Then we've got community building. That's my third platform, my third pillar. And that's what I say, turning fans into customers and customers into super fans, which is pretty much what we're talking about right now, because this is Mandy Jean was like all about the community building workbook. She's like, we need to do a scope on this. So that's what we're doing this on.
Then Alexis got an email from me that said, would you like to please, heart, do it.
Yeah. So then the next workbook is on advertising, which are the methods that I use that are like all free methods for advertising your business online. And then the final workbook is on income, diversifying your monetization so that you can earn more and work less, which is the American dream. So you can have your own business. And then, so those are the 5 workbooks. And then what ended up happening as I was writing them, I have 4 what I call upgrade workbooks that I think 2 of the 3 are fully released, and one of them I just finished, and another one is getting finished. So those ones are, I've got an upgrade on writing a business plan, creating click-worthy headlines and titles for your content. Very, very important online. Click-worthy. Worthy of click-worthy content.
Water in here, I swear.
Then we've got email list building. That's the last one, because as I said, I just started an email list. So I wanted to give you guys feedback on how to do that. And what's the last one?
Well, also you have access to the Facebook group, right?
Yeah, there's a Facebook group. And in empire building, there's 2 paths that you can, there's 3 options. You can buy my workbooks individually. Option number 1. Option number 2 is you can do the blueprint path, which is basically you get all of the workbooks at a discount and access to the Facebook group, where I provide additional resources and we do, Q&A, different things like that. Like we talk, interact, there's a community there. And then there is a third path called the architect level path, where I actually provide one-to-one coaching with you and also give you, I also create a custom content development action plan if you are having trouble with your content. So what are the extra? Where's the last upgrade here?
See, and that's why, I think that
pricing, how to price your products and services. That's the last one.
Oh, that's what. Okay. What happened with the Mandyism was I got a text message from my husband that said, "I'm starving. I'm hungry. I'm dead." That made me laugh. And then the dogs came in here, and it just went all downhill from there. So I'm sorry. Welcome to Mandyland, y'all.
There you go.
But I honestly, even with I was reading through the comments as you were reading, Alexis, and someone asked, so do these before starting a new blog or channel or during?
Either or.
Yeah.
Either or after. I mean, I have people who have already built a 6-figure business who are inside of empire building. I have people who want to start a blog and want to start a business who are in empire building learning, and people who have launched their blogs because they've started reading through the books and got my help, and they're launching their blogs and their products and their services. And then I've got people who have businesses that are, you know, they've started their blog and maybe they've started dabbling. They've got an Etsy shop. They've just started dabbling a little bit and they want to know how to do it better. So it's up to you. All this is information. It's all the information that took me literally 6+ years to put together. And at any point where you feel like you need help, you need more information, that's what this is. It's all distilled into 5 workbooks and 4 bonus upgrades.
Okay.
The program in a nutshell.
I just wanted you guys, I honestly, I wanted you to share that. And I know we didn't really talk about it too much beforehand, but I just like, when it comes to valuing your community, you also have to make sure that you value yourself. And part of, since a lot of us are girl bosses that are on here, and most of us are girl bosses, when I was reading through some of Alexis's workbooks, I learned stuff that I didn't know, and I'm old. So
you've been around the block, and so you picked up a trick or two for me.
Yeah. We're gonna if I do the replay on this on my channel, we're gonna have to edit some stuff out.
Yeah.
Kidding. But no, like, I think that when it comes to your community, giving the best content and the best content that you have the ability to produce. And how do you do that? By continuing your education.
Yep.
And, you know, you don't have to, there's a lot of business coaches. There's a lot of business, you know, seminars and workbooks and everything like that. But my biggest thing is go with what you feel comfortable with. And I know, you know, with your workbooks, you can buy them one at a time or do one of the levels, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's one of the options. You could buy them and then I tell people, like, if people don't want to, look, let's be really honest. The content, okay, if you were to buy this content that is in here, now it sounds like a sales pitch. Jeez Louise. Yeah. The content in here, I firmly believe it's being sold in other programs for tremendously more. And I've been there. I've been one of those people who has purchased a program that cost a lot of money, several hundred to $1,000, and I got nothing out of it. Like, you got nothing out of it, the experience.
Yeah.
So this is the same caliber content that people would be selling this for. Like, the information in this book could sell, normally retails for up to $2,000. But it's, you know, I've set the, you know, the mid-range, right? Buying all the workbooks in the blueprint path with me for just under $150, which, geez, like, come on, like, that's how much, 6 to 7 years of information in here. And you've got complete access to me. You know, when you send me an email that I'm going to reply back to you. You know, I'm going to be working with you directly. If you purchase even the architect level path, only costs a few $100s more. And you get one-on-one coaching with me, and I tell you exactly what to do. Like, if I were you, this is what I would do from my experience. So, you know, some people would say that this is expensive. I would say if you shopped around, you'd see that you're getting a really good deal. And I purposefully want empire building to be a good deal, because I don't want people who are just starting out to feel like they have to spend thousands of dollars on some really expensive program that is underwhelming to them, because that definitely has happened to me.
Are you reading the comments when you were talking?
No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at you, so I'm not getting distracted.
I know, that's kind of why I'm looking to the left a little bit, because I have like my split screen on. But no, like, I was looking through the comments, and you know, when you said this sounds kind of sales pitchy, honestly, Alexis, none of this does, because everybody who's on this wants to learn and wants to better their community and better themselves and better their businesses. I've spent well, okay, my mommy for my birthday bought me Fearless Launching, which is probably one of the best birthday presents she's ever given me, and I now forgive her for all the crappy ones. But, but here's the thing. In my opinion, you have to invest in yourself. Tazzy, I love you, girl. I just read your comment. You have to invest in yourself, invest in your business, and invest in your community to see your returns, in my opinion. I mean, that's...
Oh, you guys want a class blazer? Oh, wait. Spoiler. No, I shouldn't tell them. But you guys, there may, and I'm saying may because this has not been 100% finalized. You may be able to do something like that, Tazi. May be able to, coming soon to an online retail establishment near you.
Remember how you said that, like, your community, like, they're, like, right there? Alexis, wake up, call Sweet Pea. They're here.
Yeah.
So, are there, I just, like, I want to go through Anne's program, too. Yeah, you guys, seriously, I wouldn't say something is awesome unless it's awesome. You know, I'm not going to do that. If something sucks, I'm not going to tell you guys, you know. You're not going to hear me ever say it sucks. But you're going to hear me say, like, for example, the book that was on my scope that I did not enjoy, my opinion on it. And I would not take and use up my community equity to talk to you guys about something that I don't feel is worth it. And Alexis, I know that that's something that, you know, you believe in too. So that's why, and I had questions on my scope that I missed because I was looking at the hearts. So, but don't quit giving me hearts on my scopes, you guys, please. I don't have anything else really left on the community building unless there are more questions.
Yeah, let's go for a few minutes and see if we can take any more questions. And let's see, yes. So let's see if there's any more questions here. And if not, what was that?
I almost wore a striped dress for this. Oh. And I was like,
I do have a couple of striped dresses. Did you see the Valentino dress that was from Vogue or whatever? Well, I actually saw the ad. I want that show. I mean, not that I would actually wear that, but I'm going to look for stripes are in. And I would just like to say, you guys are all, you're welcome because I'm clearly the one who has brought stripes back to the world. Look, I'm not going to say that Vogue takes their fashion ideas from me, but they could very well be taking their fashion ideas from me.
If they start pairing stripes with some teal, you may want to.
Tazi just asked, and am I saying that right? Is it Tazi? I never know what I'm saying.
It's actually Tazi. We talked about this on Scope.
Tazi. Okay, cool. She wants to talk about brand equity, which you just like, you touched it, you like skimmed it just a second ago.
How about we did another Google Hangout about brand equity?
Yeah, we'll do either a Google Hangout on brand equity. Or maybe I'll do a scope. We'll think about the format of what we think will do better. But yeah, we'll do something else on brand equity.
Because honestly, that's something that is just...
Maybe we'll do it on my channel, the brand equity one.
Let's do that.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it on my channel.
And I swear, I'll behave this time. No more Mandyisms. I'll be good.
It's okay. If you're bad, I can eject you because I would be in control. I don't know if you know that. There's a button. There's like an eject button. You can eject me from your call.
Where is this? You're getting sassy, Alexis. Where is it?
I don't know. I think it's like under the toolbox or the control room.
What are your feelings on collab videos with like 5 channels? At times, I think they look so fake.
Yeah, so I think that when it comes to collaborating, I do think that collaborating is a great way to build your community. I think it's a really necessary way to build your community. I think that you have to be very careful with your brand equity when you sign on to collaborate with people, though. So you want to do things that make sense. You know, if a planner girl all of a sudden made a video with a beauty guru,
they think it was me.
It would not. Well. You're like kind of both. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it wouldn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? If a fashion person made a video with a gamer girl, unless they're getting really clever, right, about it, it just doesn't make sense, right? So you really have to make sure that what you've got going on is that you are, you have similar, your communities are going to be similar, right? And that you're just—
It has to make sense.
It has to make sense. So I think that, I think that there's good ways and bad ways to do collaboration videos. And I think that there's definitely good ones out there and there's definitely nightmare ones out there. So I think you do what makes sense, what feels right, and just always make sure at the end of the day that you are really asking yourself if this is something your viewers want.
Well, and I think if 5 planner girls got together and did a what's in my planner bag video, that's appropriate.
Yes.
But if you had me, Alexis, Tazzy, Anne, and Deb talk about our cars, where the heck did that come from?
Exactly. Yeah. So you want to make sure that it makes sense.
Yeah, that's gonna feel a little weird. I'm just like skimming through the questions while I'm on here. It's a huge market right now.
She's true. Yes, it's true. There is a big market. And actually I said that and I was like, well, if they did that right, I would maybe watch that. But the point, I think the problem is that really I think the issue is just that when it doesn't make sense. For example, let's say here's a really good example. Like Tazi, you're a gamer girl. You may have I don't know. Maybe you have a highly male audience just because it's video games, right? So you know from your Google Analytics for YouTube that you've got like a 75% male audience. Doing a collab with a beauty guru is not going to give you any your brand equity. You're wasting it because that's the wrong market for your people, right? So that's really where you want to think about it, right? If you are let's see. Okay, there's not Targets in Europe, right? There's no Targets in Europe, right? If you are a European lifestyle guru and you're 90% of your audience is in Europe, why would you do a
Target unboxing?
Yeah, why would you do that? They can't buy any of the stuff. Why would you do that?
You know, even with you, because a lot of people comment because they love your bold lipstick. And I was like, hey, and I seen it in your...
I'm wearing neutral today.
You were neutral today. I know. I didn't wear my pink lipstick because I was like, well, Alexis is going to wear purple or pink or...
No, I'm wearing neutral.
Neutral? Very subdued for fall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen in comments where people are like, hey, you know, do a makeup tutorial on this look. You look gorgeous. While that's an awesome comment.
No, most people wouldn't want me to do it. The closest I have done them before. If you go back, I've done some beauty things. They just don't do well. They don't perform well. It's not natural for me to be a beauty guru, right? It's just not natural for me. But I have, I've done one that I did that I was really proud of was I did a video called Makeup for Glasses because I wear glasses. And this is a big topic that people want to know how to do their makeup if they wear glasses, right? Because reflection happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So like I got like my eye makeup on, right? So I did a video Makeup for Glasses. I thought that made sense for me and my brand. But if I started doing beauty on hauls and unboxings again, I used to do Birchbox, but Ipsy bag unboxings. It just doesn't make sense for me, and it doesn't make sense. That was a time where I was really exploring YouTube.
Yeah.
It was in my exploration phase. And now I kind of grown up and know what I'm all about. So it would be unnatural for me to do that. Although I do still think it would be cool for me to do some sort of like clothing that I wear working from home. Things like that could be cool. Like I might do that in a video where I do actually have a video or a blog post coming up, like an idea that I want to do because people keep asking me about tips for working from home. And one of the things I might include in that is the clothing that I wear. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Yesterday it was so funny, and you guys are gonna just die when you see this. I had someone comment on one of my fashion pictures from way back, like in January, and said, you know, they really liked my fashion sense. And I literally was sitting at my computer last night wearing neon yellow shorts, a hot pink tank top, bunny slippers, had a face mask on, and my hair was a bun. And I'm like, oh yeah, Fashion Guru 101. Like I wish I would have taken a picture of it as a joke. But I didn't because I was like, these shorts are not very flattering. But I totally agree with you on like not spending, you know, the value that you built with your community. So do you guys have any more questions? Because I didn't realize we've run for an hour and a half. Well, about an hour since we were a little bit
over an hour. Yeah, we're doing good that way. Yeah, on time.
Let's do a tech girl collab. Oh, okay. You guys are so funny. So let's go ahead. Let's end this. And then if you guys would like to see the brand equity or the brand and community equity, that's definitely something that Alexis and I could do.
Make sure you're following me at MissTrenchcoat everywhere on my YouTube, Instagram, everything like that. Make sure you're following Mandy Jean Chic, Mandy Jean Chic. And make sure that you, because keep an eye out, because we'll announce it. That's where I would announce it on Instagram. And, you know, her Chic Scope, she'd probably make an announcement as well. So,
Alexis, one quick thing. Did you want to touch your photography thing that's starting in September real quick?
okay, tomorrow, you guys, for anyone who's a blogger or business owner or just a social media maven, tomorrow I am launching a September photo challenge and a 30-day mini e-course to improve your photography skills. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you check out my blog tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to go sign up for that. Sign up and you'll get the e-course and the materials and stuff like that so that you guys can follow along with the September photo challenge called Charmed DSLR.
Awesome.
Yep.
Asia did ask real quick, Alexis, how you incorporate YouTube into your blog. I find myself just putting YouTube videos on my blog. Here's my quick tip. Alexis shakes her head.
Don't do it.
Create additional content for a reason for someone to go to your blog to see it.
Yep.
I made this mistake in my early blogging days, like 4 months ago. I'm not going to lie and say I did it. Give them the reason to come back and to go to your blog and give them that extra content. And Alexis, you're the queen of this, is saying that, you know, for more information on this or for my free printable or to watch, like say you're doing a blog post about tips or something, you know, go do this, funnel them that way. Yep. I think that is something that would work very well. I do think people are kind of getting, I don't want to say sick of, but a little less, lenient on seeing the same content on every single social media platform.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't give anyone in your community, you remember, having a community, part of it is having multiple different platforms for people to interact with you on. And if everything they're getting on all of your platforms is exactly the same, there's no incentive for them to be following you everywhere.
Exactly.
So diversify your content. As you guys know from following my blog and YouTube, I very rarely even put my YouTube videos on a blog post. And when I do, there's a reason. Like I have additional tips and tricks, or I've got something for you guys to download, etc. Because I never want the people who are just going to my blog to just read a transcript of the video. And I don't want people who are, you know, I want to give you guys a reason to click through to go to my blog. So diversify the content if you're gonna rely on that.
I normally go through to go to your shop.
Yeah.
Okay, Alexis, it has been lovely having you over here in Mandyland.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm gonna ride off on a sparkly pink unicorn now.
But thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching live. Thank you guys for the comments and all of the great, I was reading the comments as I was like talking and things like that. So I can't do two things at once, but I just absolutely love this community. And thank you, Alexis, for joining us. So does anyone else have anything additional to say except for goodbye? Nothing? Alexis?
Nope. Okay. See you guys.
See you guys later.
Bye.